Sinister Supreme Team, back in action, back in the house, back in effect, and check out what we have in front of us. I have two of my most favorite RC builds. I've got this Axial SCX10.2 with this extra speed body that I put on and customized myself with a lot of cutting. And I got this Vanquish VS410 Black, two of my favorite RC builds, some of the most favorite to drive. I really love this one because I love the hard body and all the work and time I put into it, but I just love this VS410 as well. But let's get real. This is not what we're here to talk about. Neither one of these two vehicles. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking more about the SCX10.2, or should I say an addition to the Axial SCX10 family. The big brother is on deck for an unboxing today and the start of a new series, not a build series because I'm going RTR for this, but a new series on the upgrades that I'm going to be doing to the big brother, in my opinion, to this SCX10.2 Jeep. So without any further delay, you know what we always do. You've been missing it. You haven't seen it for a minute. So in order to pay those bills, let's roll that intro footage.
Sinister Productions.
Alright fam, we're back and you can already tell what's going on. We got the SCX10.2 up top and we got the big brother on the bottom. So if you have a little detective skills in you and you know we've got an SCX10.2 on top and I have the bigger brother on the bottom, you probably already know what this unboxing is about. But before we jump into the break the seal and reveal portion, I want to say thanks to the JSP team, to JSP Posse. I mean, J Sinister Productions, we're still growing. We're over 100 subscribers. We hit 122 the other day. That's positive growth for me. And I want to say and send out a personal thank you to everyone who has to subscribe, all the old heads, all the new subscribers, and to the potential future subscribers. I want to thank you for stopping by and checking out our channel, especially when it comes to these RC unboxings, because there are a bunch of those unboxings on YouTube and everyone has a different view and a different aspect and a different means of how they do their unboxing. So thanks for sticking around with us for yet another unboxing. So let's go ahead and remove the two off the top and open up the bottom so you can see what we have in store for you. So remove the two. All right, fam, let's go ahead and crack this puppy open and see what we have inside. I'm going to turn the box a little bit. You already know this is coming from Axial. You ain't got to worry about the quality of an Axial RC vehicle. But let me turn this around so you can already see. This is the SCX10.3 Jeep JT, otherwise known on the street as the Gladiator, baby. And that's what we got for this next series is the Axial SCX10.3. That's the SCX10.3 Jeep JT Gladiator. Let's pop this open and see what we got on the inside with the official J Sinister Productions box opener and reveal maker. So we're going to go ahead and cut the tape. Well packed, no damage. I believe we bought this from Horizon Hobby. Shipped through FedEx. Just go ahead and crack her open. Turn the box like this, flip her around a little bit. Let's give her a little incentive to come out. There we go, sliding out. Bingo. All right, let's flip her over and there we go. We got the SCX10.3 Jeep Gladiator. You see the red version on the front, but this is actually, we don't have the red version, we have the actual gray version right here. This is the one I wanted, the dark gray, didn't want the red. There's a lot of reds out there. Didn't see too many of the grays on YouTube, and I prefer the color scheme over the red, so that's what I got. So let's take a look at the box. Again, here's the front. You know, nice depiction of the Gladiator, the SCX10.3. If you didn't know any better, you may think this is the real deal. I mean, it's got Axial all over it. You know, the labeling's all over the place, so you know it's an RC vehicle. So we're going to talk about some of the specs. I'll probably cut to some screenshots to go over some of the things that we see, and then we'll take a look at the vehicle in all, put it on the turntable, let her spin around so you can take a 360-degree view of her. And I'm going to also talk about some of the things that I plan to do as far as upgrades. One of the first upgrades that I'm going to do is right here. You know, the wheels are cool. They're all right, but it's just not me. So I'm going to swap these out with some different wheels and tires, and we may do a giveaway for the set that I removed from this vehicle. So stay tuned for more information about that. We may be giving away a set of free stock SCX10.3 Jeep Gladiator wheels and tires. So without any further ado, let's just move on, look at some more of the box, and then we're going to talk about some of the specs of this RC vehicle. So as we take a look at the box, I'm just going to read directly from the Axial website so we can get the specifications for this, because I don't want to get offline and give you wrong information. But as you can see, this comes with it's the SCX10.3. I got it in the gray version. This comes with stainless steel pivot balls. So all the pivot points are on stainless steel balls. They provide a durable, long-lasting suspension point. You got a chassis-mounted servo, injection molded features. So this body on this vehicle has over 20 injection molded parts, which includes, is not limited to, but includes the bed rack, you got door handles, you got mirrors, hood vents, and many, many more items. Also, here's the thing, you got all metal gears, all right, in your dig transmission. So your dig transmission allows you from your controller, and this does come with a DX3, I believe, controller. We'll verify that. But your dig transmission allows you to lock up, okay, the rear wheels, so you can pivot your vehicle left or right to get a better line on where you're going. In addition to that dig, you have an option to have a dig and a 2-speed transmission. But out of the box, it just comes with everything you need for the dig. And if you want to have a 2-speed transmission, you have an option to add a servo for that, but you'll have to upgrade your transmitter. If you're going to use the stock transmitter, you will have to upgrade that transmitter to a 5-channel transmitter or better in order to use the 2-speed option in inclusion with the dig transmission. So we got the universal axle set, aluminum adjustable coilover shocks. I mean, this thing has everything that you would expect from an Axial vehicle. It's for off-road, it's for mountainous regions, it's for rocky regions, it's for desert sandy regions. You can drive on anything you want right out the box. The upgrades are up to you. Like I said, one of the first upgrades I'm going to do, which I already have those coming, are the wheels and tires. That's just off the bat, you know, for me. We've got a dimension, overall length of 22.25 inches, which is about 565 millimeters in length. It's about 234 millimeters wide with a height of 241 millimeters. And the wheelbase, this is a long wheelbase, is almost 14 inches, coming in at 13.9 inches. It has a ground clearance of 3 inches, and it weighs stock now. This is stock weight before you add or remove anything in your upgrades. It weighs in at about 7 pounds, which is about 3.175, that is, kilograms. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open. Take a look at it. And again, this is just an unboxing, folks. We're not going to get too in-depth in anything, because as we do the upgrades throughout the series, we'll provide more videos for you to look at so you can see what we've upgraded and maybe give you some ideas on how you may want to upgrade your SCX10.3 to get your Gladiator looking like you want it to look. So let's go ahead and carefully open. We got one more seal on the back. So on the sides, you have 3 seals to break. All right, you have a seal here, 1 seal at the top. You close that, 1 seal at the top, and then another seal down here. So you have 3 seals to break, so look out for that. Got some finger grabs right here so you can pull your vehicle straight out. And let's take a look at the orientation. So if you look at the box, and if you open the lid down, you know, the lid goes down and faces your surface, and you pull your box out, you will pull your vehicle out the right side up with the wheels facing down. So just remember that. If you open this any other way, if you open it like this, with the flap coming up, and your finger grabs are on the lower portion of the box, you're going to pull out your vehicle upside down. So in my case with this box, flap down, finger grabs more so to the top, and slide the vehicle out. There we go. Just put the box to the side. We have more protective covering here for the vehicle, so we will remove the vehicle from this white protective cardboard, which I believe you can just slide it off, and you can. Very easy to do. And the first thing we see, and this is this is heavy duty. I mean, this is some good cardboard, so it's going to offer another layer of protection. Shouldn't expect anything less from Axial. So right off the bat, we see the controller. This is a 3-channel controller with telemetry. If you're using a Spectrum Smart battery, you'll be able to get all your telemetry and battery level options on, I believe, again, this is the DX. Yes, it is. This is a DX3 controller, 3-channel. It's got the thumb steering option right here. Nice soft foam on the steering wheel. Feels pretty good. I mean, you know, it's just a good entry. You know, if you don't have a controller, there you go. You want to use the telemetry, you're good to go because you have your lighting up top here. I will be using a DX5, and you can bind any other type of, well, I know for a fact, any other type of Spectrum controller to your receiver on the vehicle. So I'm going to use the DX5, which if I wanted to do the 2-channel with the dig, and I, you know, dig and two-speed transmission, I can. This one will just give you the option for the dig, and I believe, I'm not sure which button you would use for the dig, and maybe that's the bind button. But we'll find that out later on in the instructions. So let's put that to the side. I won't be using this, so this may be something that I will also do a giveaway on, this DX3. Stay tuned. So we've already talked about 2 potential giveaways. The wheels and tires from this SCX10.3, quite possibly the DX3. So stay tuned. Okay, so we've got the Gladiator. I can already tell just by looking at it, I mean, it looks amazing. All right, so we're going to take this cardboard off, toss it to the side, and if I'm correct, there are a few pieces of not Velcro, but zip tie under here. I can feel one. There's one up front right here. There's some zip tie right here. And I believe there's another one, yes, in the rear. So I'm feeling 2 zip ties. So you have to cut 2 zip ties. Let me do that right now and get back with you. Stay tuned. I'm back with my little cutter here for the zip ties. So I'm going to pop the front zip tie. And then we're going to do the same for the rear zip tie. And it should lift right out. Do we have another zip tie? Yes, we do. There's another zip tie at the rear. So we got 2 zip ties at the rear, 1 zip tie up front. So we have a total of 3 zip ties. Got them. Also in this cardboard bottom piece, looks like we have batteries, accessories, tools, and we have our user manual. And that's all that's in this box. I'll leave the zip ties in there. Push this off to the side. So let's take a look at everything we've got in this box. We have, looks like another receiver box, a small receiver box. We also have, which I was looking for, and I'm glad it's in there because I've seen a few videos where folks were saying they did not receive this. We've got batteries, 2 sets of 2 AA batteries. We've got a small toolkit with, looks like some servo horns possibly, and a few other small items for your receiver box. Got screws. We got the small receiver box right here. Anything you can't see, I'm probably going to pop up some photos that I'll take off as B-roll footage so you can see that. So we got a small receiver box with waterproof silicone ring. And then what I was really looking forward to was this right here, the baseball cap. The driver, that there is a driver body already in here that's molded into the interior, has a cowboy hat on. I'm not going to go for the cowboy hat. I'm going to go for the baseball hat, and I'll probably paint it, spray paint it a different color, maybe a red or whatever, you know, black. I could just go black, but I've got that in your accessory pouch. So let's put that away. And we'll put that off to the side. So here we go. We have the body. The vehicle looks really good. I mean, it's well protected. We've got some of this cling wrap type protective sheeting over the hood, over the front window, and the roof. So you'll have two of these protective sheetings here. Let me get a little higher on the, there we go. We'll go right there, bring her in a little bit so you can see her better. I love this gray color. I like even most of my vehicles that I've owned over time have been like a metallic gray or a darker gray. Gray's one of my good favorite colors for vehicles, but neither here nor there. So let's take a look at the vehicle in depth. So here we go with a front shot. As a matter of fact, we're going to put this on the turntable as I talk about some of the specs on it, so you can look at it as it's spinning versus me moving around and being in the shot, because let's be frank, you're not here to see me, you're here to see this vehicle. Let's change angle. All right, fam, we've already talked about some of the things that come with the SCX10.3, so I'm going to go over a few of those real quick with a few notes as you take a look at the vehicle on the turntable. So it comes with the Spectrum DX3 3-channel 2.4 gigahertz DSLR transmitter and a Furman 40 amp ESC/ receiver, are all ready to give you the advantages of the innovative Spectrum Smart technology. As I spoke of before, right out of the box, you'll get a 3rd channel dig function that lets you lock the rear axle from the transmitter for front wheel drive and a tighter turning radius. So it's locked out from the factory right off the bat, but you can set the vehicle up to have a 40% faster second gear instead of a dig, or if you add an additional micro server and you use a radio with at least 4 channels, I know I said 5 before, but at least 4 channels, such as the DX5 that I'm going to be using, you can have simultaneous access to both the dig and the 2-speed functions. So if you want to have those functions together, you have to buy a separate micro servo as well as have a receipt transmitter that has enough channels, minimum of 4. It also has the new AR45 portal axles. This gives better performance by increasing the ground clearance, and it reduces torque twist. The motor is located up front, and I will pop the top off in a second so you can see the motor. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pop the top now while it's on the turntable. I'll talk about some of the internals of the vehicle. So before we pull the top, you may have noticed while it was spinning on the turntable, your post clips, your body post clips, they're missing. They're invisible. Well, they're not invisible, they're not missing. They are located under the vehicle. So now you have a nice clean look, so you don't have your body pins, your body pins and clips sticking out in the vehicle, which could potentially snag or fall off during use. So to locate your clips, you simply turn your vehicle over. If you look here and put my hand on it, right here is one clip, pull, removed, and on the rear, on the same side, and these are both those 4 clips, so on the rear, right here is another clip, so you pull that, and on the opposite side, you will find, on the front and rear that is, on the opposite sides, you will find the remaining body clips. And if you look back here, there it is right there. So I'm going to remove those, pop the top, and then we'll take a look at the inside of it. But I wanted to show you where those pins were, so if you're looking at buying this, you'll know right off the bat where your body pins are. You just don't try to pull this body off and mess something up. So let's get these pins off. So after you remove the pins, carefully lift your Lexan body from the frame And you'll notice you have two connections right now, and these are for the LED lights that come with the vehicle. You have a set up front and a set in the rear. So carefully disconnect. Do this with, there we go. Disconnect your lights. There's one, and both connections are done, and you can remove the body from the vehicle. And you can see how the lights are wired. Let me get down in there. There we go. There's the rear. The red and black wires are for your rear bucket lamps, and the white and black are for your front headlamps. So now you know. We'll take a better look at the body in a second, but we'll talk a little bit more and spin the turntable so you can take a look at the body without, the frame without the body. All right, fam, you'll notice right off the bat we have plastic inner fenders already installed with cutouts for rock lights. We have a V8 simulated cover over the battery, which is mounted up front, which has all the pulleys and belts that you would find in the actual V8 engine. We've got the steering servo mounted upside down up front. And also you can see here, I'm going to stop the turntable. Let me flip the vehicle a little bit, bring it into frame. We have right here is the Furman ESC and receiver combo, everything all built into one. You may not like this. You may want to swap it out and put your own receiver and ESC in here. You can do that, no problem. I'm going to keep mine stock because that's why I got the ready to run this time. I didn't want to bother with a kit. So you've got your combination receiver and ESC right here, small, compact. You've got plenty of open channels. You got your bind channel, aux2 channel, and I believe that is, aux 1, aux 2, channel 1. You got an update channel, not sure what that's for. We'll find that out later. And then you have right here your receiver, your servo for your dig. So this is your dig right here, which will help you lock out the rear wheel so you can go from 4-wheel to 2-wheel drive. Oh, and just a side note, you have two bays, one in the back, one on the side. These bays are for your batteries, and you can adjust them by loosening the fasteners and pushing in or pulling out these battery tray extenders. So you can have a small LiPo battery. Maybe you want to power some other things off of a small LiPo battery. You can put that in and go for a larger battery for everything else. So you have two options to mount your battery. I would suggest that you mount your main battery for powering the vehicle to the rear to help balance out the weight. But if you don't want to do it that way, hey, you can mount it anywhere you want, and you could possibly take out these battery trays and put anything else you want into it. It's totally up to you. And this comes right off the bat stock with Spectrum's IC3 battery lead. So if you don't want to use, you can change this out, but you will lose, the smart features of the ESC. But this comes with an IC3. I have some IC3 compatible batteries. I'll be using that for this vehicle that I use on one of my aircraft. So let's put that back on the table, turn her on, and talk a little bit more about it. Again, this has a standard battery tray, which is positioned near the rear of the vehicle center for improved balance, and it will accept a full-size LiPo or nickel metal hydride battery. So you have also locations on the side pods for drivers who prefer a shorty LiPo pack. So you can put a small LiPo pack, as I said before, or a full-size LiPo pack, or you can put one of each on the vehicle. That is totally up to you. This also has, like I said, the inner fenders and the floor. It hides all the internal components. So from the bottom looking up, everything is going to be protected, and you won't be able to see any of your wiring outside of taking the body off of the vehicle. So factory direct, you're going to get some officially licensed KMC XD machete wheels. They're molded in black, and they include scale details, and they're a 3-piece beadlock wheel, so you can mount and remove your tires easily without any gluing. And also for your tires, you get some Nitto Trail Grappler R35 compound tires. So they're included with the SCX10.3 Jeep, and they're taller and wider, sitting at 4.7 by 1.7 inches, and they provide more ground clearance and more grip on dirt, rocks, and all other off-road trails. But again, I'm going to be changing these out because it's just not, I don't like the look of the wheels and tires. And these, well, the tires are pretty good. Let me just be honest. They're soft, I may want a little stiffer foam on the inside, but the tires feel great. They'll probably soften up more over time. And the rims, I'm not real, cool on the wheels, so I'll swap these out, and these may be coming up as a giveaway in the future. So if you want another set, you don't have a set, you want a set period of these type of wheels and tires, these may be coming up as a giveaway in the future, so stay tuned to the channel. Let's take a quick look at the body of this SCX10.3. Highly detailed, highly scaled. You got a bunch of, like I said before, over 20 injection molded parts to include. We have the fenders up front. We've got the little clips. Let me just see if I can get in there so you can see that. Right here we have the clips that hold the hood down already from the factory right on there. You don't have to, you can 3D print some more if you don't like those, but they're already there. You've even got, let me get up in there, see if you can see that. You got the radiator already in, so you've got a lot of scale parts that are already in this for you. So it'll give you that realism, that realistic Jeep look. The only problem, a complaint, I shouldn't say on the opposite, I should say observation that I have, is the light buckets up front. There is an LED light back here. You can see there is a sticker around it. The LED light does work, but the sticker gives the realism of the actual headlight housing. I'm probably going to change these out. Matter of fact, I am changing these out for some MyTrick RC LEDs front and back. So I'll cut that out or remove the sticker and give it a more realistic look. I'm going to change the front fenders out so I can have some actual real LEDs up front. That's a real cool look. You've got actual real working, well, I shouldn't say working, but you can move these injection molded windshield wipers. You've got injection molded side view mirrors, door handles, rear fenders. You've got the exact same type rear headlight buckets, tail lamp buckets in the rear, in red, injection molded. Two of those. You've got this nice rear cargo cage. This bed cage with spots. You could probably mount some roto packs or some any other type of accessories you want, because it has mounting positions, as you can see, already pre-drilled for you. And this also has a somewhat detailed interior with a driver. Comes with a, he's got a cowboy hat on, but that is going to be changed out in the future. Let me see if I can get you a shot of that. You can barely see them because even the windows on the side, folks, these windows are already tinted. You don't have to do any tinting of your own. And I'll try to get a better shot of the interior as B-roll footage. And then you can see how the bottom is clean, nice laid out. You got all the wiring is taped down. So if you want to change your wiring, you know about the length of the wiring that you need. You got everything just ready to go. So you can actually run this out of the box with no problems. You can see right here. Here are the body post mounts on the rear and the front of the vehicle. So when you put the vehicle on, you will secure it with the clips from the bottom up instead of from the top down. But overall, fam, this is a pretty good looking vehicle, and I've got a few things in the future, which this will become the SCX10.3 Gladiator series. So fam, let me just be transparent and upfront right off the bat. As I was cutting to the outro for the video, I'm putting the body back on to the chassis, and it's gonna take some getting used to with these bottom mounted posts. It's kind of hard to, I guess maybe if I put it up like this and show, make sure I've got the holes lined up with the post. And then you also have to ensure that on the side here that you have the sides of the body down in between these rock slide. I don't know, it's there now. It seemed to have fallen into place. Get this side a little. Okay, it took me a second to get that done. I haven't put the clips in, but I've got the body back on the vehicle. I don't know if I like that too much. It's kind of, I don't know. It's the jury's out on that as far as replacing the body to the chassis. And maybe it's because I'm used to having my post mounts, visible from the top down, and I can see the hole and get everything lined up over top of it, whereas I'm doing it from the bottom up. So maybe that's the reason. Right now, I don't know if I like it too much, outside of the fact that it gives you a nice clean look up top where you have none of your body posts showing. So that's pretty cool. So we'll find out later. We'll see if I like it or not. You may like it, you may not. It's going to be totally up to you if you decide to buy this. But as we go on in this series, in this upgrade series, because it's not a build series, it's an upgrade series of this RTR, we'll talk more about that and show some more in depth of how you put this body back onto the chassis. So let me get everything buttoned up. We're going to go out with some final notes in this video and talk about some possible giveaways in the future. Stick around. All right, fam, so there you have it. I've added a second. Actually, let me rephrase that. I've added a third Jeep to my Jeep family, of which 2 of those are axial. You know what? Since I bring that up, this is a quick size comparison so you can kind of see. Here's the SCX10.2 and the SCX10.3. Little size comparison. I'll move them around a little bit more so you can kind of see the difference in length for both vehicles. You know, we got the SCX10.2 here and the SCX10.3, but these are 2 of my Jeeps. Let me add the third Jeep, which is not even in the same field because it's a larger scale than these 2, so you can really see what the difference is between the 2, the 3, and the competitor. Let's go grab it. All right, fam, as you can see, not really a fair comparison. This is the Traction Hobby Founder 2 1/8 scale versus a 1/10 scale Axial SCX10.3 Jeep Gladiator, but I just wanted to bring it out so you can see that I'm not new to this Jeep scene. I've been, had various Jeeps before this, but these are my 3 Jeeps that I currently have. Founder 2, customized with my paint job, did the paint all my own. Different pieces I put on, it's all me, but this is neither here nor there. Just a quick comparison between the 2 so you can see a little bit more of the size difference. You saw the difference between the 2 and the 3. Now you're seeing the difference between the 3 and the Founder 2, the Traction Hobby Founder 2 1/8 scale. Again, not a fair comparison, so let's take her off the table. Overall, fam, just initially right out the box, I'm impressed with the vehicle. I haven't put it to any paces yet. I haven't started wrenching on it, but I like the way it looks. And if you're getting into the hobby, if you're new to RC and you can afford an SCX10, an axial vehicle, and you get this Gladiator, you're going to enjoy it right out the box because you can pop in a battery, cut it on, and the transmitter, and you're good to go. You're out there trail riding, you're off-roading, you're doing everything you need to do right out the box without any extra or additional modifications to this vehicle. It has everything you need. It has the lights, it has the scale accessories on the side, the door handles, the side view mirrors, the windshield wipers, the cage, the bumpers. You're good to go. Unless you're ready to change out parts. It even has the rock sliders on there. They're plastic. You can change those out with some metal, with metal, aluminum, whatever type of alloy you choose. But it has everything you need to start with a somewhat detailed interior and a figure on the inside. You're good to go. Anything else you do to this is just a plus. So overall, right off the bat, I think it's going to be a good rig. I'm going to enjoy it. Outside the little niggly thing that I had with the body, a replacement back to the chassis, because I got to get used to these new posts, which are located on the bottom, of the vehicle. I like it. So we're going to do some upgrades to this in the future. Stay tuned to the video series. I'm going to go ahead and put a playlist out there for the SCX10.3 Gladiator. And as I update and load videos, I'll make sure those are there so you can follow the series from start to finish. But overall, I'm impressed, and I'm really ready to get wrenching on this to give me something to do over the winter when I'm not flying as much. And I'll have more flying videos once I get my next aircraft up, and there will be a video on that just to give you some details on what I'm doing and what we've done up to this point. But as always, fam, I thank you for checking this out. It feels good to post another video. It's been a minute since we posted. We're a little rusty for the time we took off, but we had some other things we were handling, and we knew once we got this in, we would have another series to start on. Plus, we've been putting together the aircraft, and we want to make sure we have everything tight on that before we do a video on it and show you what we've done, and then provide you with some aerial footage, some FPV footage in the future. So again, thanks for checking us out. We at J Sinister Productions, we know that you got a lot of video choices and a lot of channels on YouTube for you to check out, but we really appreciate you stopping by and checking us out and sticking with us this far. There's more to come in the future. Again, we don't overload your inbox. We're not putting out videos every day, every hour, every minute. We put out videos we think we're ready to put out and we know that you will enjoy. So as always, fam, thank you for checking us out. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't done those 3 yet, go ahead and do them. If you only want to do 2 out of 3, go ahead and do that. Anybody is accepted on our channel. Subscriptions are free. They don't cost you a dime. All I need you to do is click that subscribe button and like the channel. It helps us out, helps us grow. We do have a goal in mind that we want to get to. We're pretty far from it, but we'll get there. And stay tuned for future video releases on this SCX10.3 because we're going to detail some of the giveaways we're going to be doing as far as the stock wheels and tires and some other items that we'd like to give away to our viewers. As always, again, fam, I know I said it once, I'll say it again. Thank you for checking us out. I am Jay of Jay Sinister Productions, exiting stage left.
Damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
Jay Sinister